Good evening, all of you. Today we are going to discuss about the psychology of learning. So, first of all, we will discuss about the objective, then introduction, then meaning and definition of educational psychology and nature of educational psychology and its scope of educational psychology. So, in the objective, we will go through this unit carefully. You should be able to define educational psychology, explain the nature of educational psychology, and list of functions of educational psychology. So first of all, we will discuss about the introduction. This is the first unit of second paper of psychology of learning. This course deals with the importance and contribution of educational psychology on the theory and practice of education. Every teacher is confronted with the problem of individual differences in the classroom. The purpose of this unit is to define the concept of educational psychology. It describes meaning and nature of educational psychology. An attempt has also been made to describe the characteristics and meaning of learning. What is the meaning and definition of educational psychology? Educational psychology and consists of two words, psychology and education. While general psychology is a pure science, educational psychology is its application in the field of education with the aim of socializing man and modifying his behavior. According to Crow and Crow, educational psychology describes and explains the learning experiences of an individual from birth through old age. Skinner defines educational psychology as that branch of psychology which deals with teaching and learning. Then Stephen defines educational psychology as the systematic study of the educational growth and development of a child. Then Joe defines educational psychology as the science which explains the changes that take place in the individuals as they pass through the various stages of development. Uh, that's the statement of Pill. Pill said that educational psychology is the science of education. Then educational psychology is one of the branch of applies psychology concerned with the application of the principles, techniques, and other resources of the psychology to the solution of the problems and confronting the teacher attempting to direct the growth of children towards defined objectives. More specifically, we can say educational psychology is concerned with an understanding of the child, his development, his need, and his potentialities. Then the learning situation include group dynamics as the affect learning and the learning process and its nature and the ways to make it effective. Stated differently, the central themes of educational psychology is psychology of learning. So, psychology of learning. This area is concerned with such problem as how do children acquire skills, when is learning more effective, what are the factors that help with the learning process, how do we measure the amount of learning, are there any economic methods of the study of Sanskrit helps than a study of Hindi, or uh, or any economic method of memorizing, why do we forget, can memory be improved, does language be easy. So psychology helps the teacher to get answer to this question. It tells us that learning becomes more effective if factors like motivation and interest are taken into consideration by every teacher. The knowledge of psychology has helped the teacher in modifying her approach to the teaching learning process. The study of educational psychology has brought about change in the approach, and therefore we have child-centered education. Psychological principles are used in formulations curriculum for different stage. Attempts are made to provide subjects and activities and curriculum which are in conformity with the needs of the students, their developmental characteristic, learning patterns, and also needs of the society. So nature of educational psychology is following are the important characteristic of nature of educational psychology. It is an applied branch of fundamental psychology. It combines two fields, that is education and psychology. It is the scientific study of human behaviors in educational situation. It is concerned with these factors, principles, and techniques which related to the various aspects of child's growth and development. It is concerned with learning situation and processes by which learning can be more efficient and effective. Educational psychology draws heavily from various branches of psychology, biology, sociology, and anthropology. Educational psychology is not as exact as natural sciences, since the human behavior cannot be predicted exactly because it is dynamic. Educational psychology is a science of education dealing primarily with how, when, and what of education. It is not a normative science, as it is not concerned with the value of educational and doesn't concern itself with and what ought to be. It only describes what it is. It is an applied positive science. While psychology deals with the behavior of all the individuals in all works of life, educational psychology limits its dealing with behavior of the pupil in relation to the educational environment. It is not concerned with what and why of education. It gives the necessary knowledge and skill, technical guidance for giving education the pupil in a satisfactory way. So, scope of educational psychology. First of all, it goes to learner. Then it goes to learning process. Then the teaching strategies, and that's our vice versa. Then teacher to learning contains, that's curriculum goes to evolution of learning outcome, and same to the vice versa. Evolution of learning goes to curriculum, and curriculum goes to teacher. So scope of educational psychology, there five major areas covered by educational psychology are the learner, the learning process, the learning situation, the teaching situation, evaluation of learning performance, the teacher. The learner educational psychology acquaints us with need of knowing the lives and deals with the techniques of knowing him well. Following are the topics studied included in it: the innate abilities and capabilities of the individual differences and their measurements, the overt, convert, and conscious as well as unconscious behavior of the learner, the characteristic of his growth and development at each stage beginning from childhood to the adulthood, the learning process. After knowing the learner and deciding what learning experiences are to be provided, the emerging problem to be help learner in acquainting this learning experiences with ease and confidence. Hence, it deals with the nature of learning and how it takes place and contains the topics such as laws, principles, and theories of learning, remembering and forgetting, perceiving concept, formation, thinking, reasoning process, problem solving, transfer of training, ways and means of effective learning, etc. Then learning situation, it also deals with the environment factors and learning situation which comes midway between the learner and the teacher. Topics like classroom climate and group dynamics techniques and aids which facilitate learning, evaluation techniques and practices, guidance and counseling, etc., which help in the smooth functioning of the teaching learning process. Then teaching situation, it suggests the techniques of teacher is also helps in deciding what learning situation should be provided by teacher to learn according to his mental and physical age, his previous knowledge and interest level, by describing the learner's characteristic, what teaching aids are appropriate for the particular subject. Then evaluation of learning performance. Main objective of education is all-round development of the learner. It includes cognitive, affective, and psychological aspect of personality. Educational psychology suggests various tools and techniques for assignment and evaluation, such as performance tests, oral tests, written tests. It does not stop at measurement only. After the testing, results of the test are analyzed. Causes for poor performance, backwardness in any aspect of development is corrected by maladjustment or helped by guidance and counseling. Study habit, examination techniques, and learning styles are analyzed and helped the learner so that he can overcome the difficulties. The teacher educational psychology emphasizes the need of knowing the self for a teacher to play his role properly in the process of education. It throws light on the essential personality traits, interests, aptitudes, the characteristic of effective teaching, etc. So as to inspire teacher, help teacher handle the stress, conflict, and anxiety by giving insight in their own personality. So in the unit and exercises, knowledge of educational psychology helps teacher in obtaining the BA degree. It is ethical to have a knowledge of educational psychology, improve the social emotional climate of the class, or teaching the special type of child. So what is the answer? Okay, second question is educational psychology aims to decide the future of the learner. Then second option is to forecast the future behavior of the learner. Or third option, you have improve learning situation by descending learner's need and interest. Or last option, you have to control the educational program. Please give comment. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.